Living in England, the UK is set to be on course to be one of the saddest places to live. There is anger on the streets of London. There is frustration. There is acrimony. It's a season of strikes in England. So much so, there's a strike calendar. They're sick of the cost of living crisis which has crippled the economy. So while Prince Harry is crying wolf, attacking the royal family, holding tear-jerking interviews, the British have bigger fish to fry. They're seeing essential services collapse around them, right in the middle of flu season, winter illnesses. Remember a time when the British monarchy was once a symbol of stability in turbulent times? I ask you tonight, where is the stability? A crying prince is calling out the royal family. He's washing his dirty laundry in public, and we're all feasting on gossip.
Many sectors, no day, we're told, is without a strike. So let's have a look at that in more detail. Confirmed strikes will face this December, with other unions balloting in the coming weeks and further action expected in the new year. More than 40,000 trained staff at the National Union of Rail, Maritime and Transport Workers will walk out for a total of 12 days, as we've just been chatting about. Security staff on the Eurostar, also part of the RMT, will also strike for 4 days just before Christmas. During this time, the Royal College of Nurses is also striking for the first time in its history on the 15th and the 20th of December. More than 10,000 ambulance workers are also set to walk out soon, having voted to strike. And you'll have to send your Christmas presents and cards early this year, as Royal Mail workers have a wave of upcoming strikes. 115,000 staff are expected to walk out on 7 different days. Scottish teachers will walk out on the 7th and 8th of December. Members of the National Education Union will also strike soon, but are yet to confirm the dates. Others striking in the run-up to Christmas include G4S workers, striking for the first time, and driving examiners. Looking ahead to the new year, we'll see further rail strikes when workers walk out on the 3rd, 4th, 6th and 7th of January. And members of the Educational Institute of Scotland Teaching Union will strike over 16 consecutive working days from the 16th of January to the 16th of February.
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praises, honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Wahalakha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone that rulers they teach well, and shalom, wa barakatama to the hopeful elect. Brothers and sisters scattered throughout the four corners, doing their due diligence and truth and sincerity. Any name may have Bahasham, Yahushai. Yeah, man. So-called Great Britain ain't looking too great right now, man. There's a lot of stuff going on over here in the UK. You got a load of strikes going on at the moment, man. In every capacity you can think of, really, you know. You've got the National Health Service striking over here at the moment. You know, and you also got teachers on strike. You also have the ambulances on strike because of, you know, the NHS staff being on strike. And it says that you got 100,000 civil servants to strike on the 1st of February. Royal Mail strikes, which is your postal service. And yeah, man, like I say, man, Great Britain's not looking too great at the moment, man. A load of strikes going on, you know, like bus strikes, train strikes. And you know, a lot of these things are throwing people's everyday lives into chaos, man. You know, whether it be you're trying to get into work, or whether it be, you know, you're not, you're on strike and you're not working at the moment because of certain pay demands and whatnot. It's one of the main reasons you see all these services are striking at the moment. And yeah, it's starting to, you can see, man, it's starting to take its toll on some of the people out here, man. You know, even myself, you know, I've been affected by some of these strikes, but you know, at the end of the day, we know all these things were coming in the first place. You know, this is all part of Esau's plan to cause chaos and destruction, man, so that he can bring in his so-called new order, you know. And this is all way and parts and means of that, man. You know, and the people being in uproars right now, and yeah, like I say, man, you know, you got the NHS services. I believe it's 25,000 ambulance staff on strike at the moment, man. Which is what, you know, you put the dots together, man, meaning what, you know, if you need an ambulance for the emergency, man, you're less likely to get it right now, man. And I saw an interview the other day with one of the heads of the staff of the ambulance service, and he was saying that if anybody does want to call the emergency services right now, specifically the ambulance, you know, then you know, basically not to make that call if your call is not an urgent one, if you're not in need of an emergency, man. You know, and if you do call, you may be up to a wait 2 to 3 hours, you know, which in some places over here in London, you know, you could be waiting that long anyway, you know, depending what area you're from, man, you know, especially the so-called ghettos, man, you know, because we know that they don't give a damn about us. But yeah, point is that, you know, they're saying not to call the ambulance services unless you have an emergency, man. Which means what? Which means you're going to see a lot more crime and all different sorts of things going on, man. They're going to rise, and this is exactly what Esau wants, man. It's exactly what Esau wants, you know. He's it may seem to those that are looking from the outside in, you know, that don't really know too much about what's going on and what this man's plan is, you know, that they don't want none of this to happen, but this is all part of means, man, to how they create their chaos and then try to make a so-called order out of that chaos, man. Their plans going exactly how they want it to go right now, you know. And we know ultimately at the end of the day, this is all part of prophecy. This is the works of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. But you know, it's still right now is it's interesting times with him, man. You know, 2023, man. The year law winning, where hopefully these prophecies come to pass, man. The last couple big ones left, and you know, we get the hell up out of here, man. Habaratazar. So you also have Royal Mail strikes, which is your postal service over here, and that's been harping a lot of people's lives as well, man. You know, me included. You know, like I had a few things in a post that took a couple months to come. You know, which is really neither here nor there, because like I say, you know, these things are not meant to be a surprise to us, man. Understanding this devil and the devices that he uses, man, to try and bring a disruption, man. But yeah, these things are affecting people's lives right now, man. You know, and you also got, like I said, the transport system right now. You know, a lot of the trains and buses are on strike, man. You know, because of what? Because of they don't feel that they're being paid enough right now, man. You know, Esau's basically been taking a piss. And what Esau's basically saying is that he's not gonna increase the wage, man, of the workers in these sectors, man. Let me go into one of these. Right. It says NHS strikes. Why are nurses and ambulance staff taking industrial action? It says nurses, ambulance staff and physiotherapists have announced strikes over pay. Yeah? So it's you know, it's always about money, and we know that these jobs are some of the most important jobs out there, man. You know, these are the sectors that really hold up so-called society, man. These are the sectors that everybody is and will be in need of at some point in their life, man. Whether that be, you know, the educational system, you know, the transport system, you know, and you know, from the ambulance to the fire brigade to, you know, to the policing service, man. All these things are needed. And if you got these people going on strike, man, you know, and in uproars over pay and whatnot, the system is bound to collapse, man. Because these are the things that hold up the system, these services, man. And really what they're doing right now is that with all this technology that's coming into play, man, you know, all these AI robots and whatnot, these you know, artificial intelligence, all these you know, you go into a shop now, man, you know, you hardly see any workers in there. Why? Because man, humans are surplus to requirements, man. It's basically what Esau's telling you. You don't need you, and that's one of the reasons why they want to depopulate this earth, man. You know, ultimately we know that they want to depopulate this world of Israelites. You know, but guess what? They don't mind taking out the heathen and their own along with it, man. It says the action has led to concerns about NHS funding and the care of patients It says nurses, Royal College of Nursing, RCN members will strike in England on the 18th and 19th of January. The union says more locations will be affected than during previous actions. It says, it goes on to say ambulance staff. It says the RCN is about 300,000 members, roughly 2/3 of the NHS. So, hey, that's a big number, man. When you look at it says what? It says it's 2/3 of the NHS, man. 300,000 people are looking to go on strike. So that means what, man? That means the services you're going to need, whether it be ambulance or nurses or doctors, man, it's going to be hampered, man. You know? So people ain't going to be getting the treatment they need or deserve, man. And that's why, at the end of the day, Yahya Shamil Shah I've been sending out his prophets, man, to warn Israel of these things, man. And we're coming into them times now, we banging at the door of this, man. We're entering into the Mr. Jacob's trouble soon, man. And all that time you could have spent getting yourself right in this grace period, man. You've been fuffling about, man, taking it for a joke, taking it lightly, man. This says ambulance staff. Some ambulance staff in England and Wales will hold another strike on the 23rd of January. Yeah, because right now they're striking right now too. It says Unison members will take action for 24 hours in London, Yorkshire, North West, North East and South West. And yeah, 24 hours just might seem like a day, but you got to think to yourself, okay, well, how many people are in need of these services within a 24-hour period, man? And you'll be surprised by the numbers of that, man. Especially over here, man, because people are kind of soft over here in the UK, but they'll call the ambulance over silly reasons. This is exactly why the chief of the ambulance service said that don't be calling for an ambulance if you're not in an emergency, if you're not in need of it, man. So a lot of people's calls ain't gonna be getting answered, man, who are calling up the ambulance services for foolishness, man. Maybe something you will learn when that time comes, man. That this damn devil don't give a shit about you, man. It says, what do strikes mean for patients? It says, life-preserving treatment must be provided. All nurses in intensive and emergency care are expected to work. It says, anyone who is seriously ill or injured should slow down, call 999 or 111 for non-urgent care. It says, other care such as cancer treatments or knee or hip replacements are likely to be affected. It says nurses could be pulled off picket lines to work if there are any safety concern. And the thing about it is that the way people's minds work is that when they see someone else doing something normally, they tend to go along with it. So with all these strikes you see going, and you're going to see more and more people joining those strikes, man. Because they're going to be like, well, if I ain't getting paid, man, they're not coming in, then why should I work? And they're in their right to do that. But at the end of the day, this is all part of Esau's plan, man. It's only going to get tougher, man. It's only going to get tougher, man. Matthew's chapter 14 says what, man? That the time we're entering into is like a time that's never been before, man. And a lot of you people's going to find that out the hard way. Why? Because they didn't want to hearken to the men that Yahya Shamil Shah sent out to warn you, man, of all these things you see happening right now. So, this is not much of a lesson, just kind of a news update, man, of what's going on over here in the UK, man. All these strikes, and you're going to continue to see these things happening, man. But with that, anyway, I want to give all praises, honor and glory to Yahya Shamil Shah, wa Barakah Kodash, inshallah, hopefully.